Mrembo tuonane.
Because my preaching has been simplified. Remember what I've always told you, that if you're working hard to become a doctor, it's through God can make you become a doctor. If you're working hard to become a great person in this nation, it is true. God can raise you up to become that great person. Today, I stand with you with a testimony that a little girl reported here in 1998. She stayed here for 4 years up to 2001. The principal that day was Mrs. Waweru here, seated with us. A big hand to Madam Waweru. The same teachers who teach you are the same teachers who taught Madam Tabitha. And today we are here to celebrate the doings of God. I have told her, and I want to repeat it again, that because we believe in God, for her coming back to say that this is where I began, God will bless you, Senator Tabitha, much, much more. Amen? Amen. And we'll take you to greater heights. The other thing is you, who is seated here. You must now begin to see that God is taking you to great places. You must begin to see that when you are obedient, humble, and work hard, God will take you to those areas where you have dreamed to get to.
Tuko na gap kubwa sana hatujatembelea wasichana. Si kweli? Niambie Senator Mutinda atembee, si ndio? Bunge na anatutetea, and he is working together with our governor. Awapigani kona. Tunajua maseneta na governor wanaweza pigana kona. As we go on miaka 5 tutakuwa na pride ama tutakuwa na kitu ya kujivunia na tutasema. Kwa hivyo tukisema ni kuongezea miaka mingine ndio tutakuwa tunaona kile tumefanya. Na kwa sababu nimeomba nyumbani naangalia time ya kurudi madarasani. Si kweli? Welcome. Huko ni nyumbani. Na umekaribishwa sana. Umetuencourage hata sisi wenyewe kwa sababu umekumbuka Kiriari. Na hata wengine walio huko watakumbuka kwa walitoka. Hata madamu umesema mtana, you are most welcome.
You know, let me start first by greeting my principal. Good afternoon. I see me. Years back, I look at you, I see myself. At times I could sit there, you know, because we used to sit in classes. You know, the Form 1, the Form 2, the Form 3, the Form 4. Same way. Or you sit the same way? Yes. Hey! Wow. That's wonderful. I'm very happy to be here today, so much, and I thank God so much. My names are Senator Tabitha Mutinda. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a Christian, I am still a student. In this life, each day is a learning day. And one of my dreams and my plans in life was to come back to Kiriari girls. And I told God to set the day and the time that I'll just come back and talk to you. I'm not here even politically, because my county that I represent is in another region. But I came to where I started my life journey. Because Kiriari girls, when you tell me to produce my certificate, I am happy to produce one certificate of a secondary education at St. Anne's Girls Kiriari High School. none other than Mrs. Wawero. We used to be about 300 students, 320. The number has tripled, which is good. That's progress. Why am I here today? Why am I here today? I'm here today to tell you the truth. I don't have notes that I'm reading. I speak my story as it is. I traveled all the way. I boarded many cars to go and get my education. At least now you come from different regions. I never complained, and you had to be in this school by 5 p.m. latest. Go back and bring your parents. It doesn't matter the distance you traveled. Go back, bring your parents. You are not even allowed to come with a sweet in this school. If the principal found you with one piece, one spoon of sugar, a quarter bottle of juice, my friend, your punishment was to go and bring for the whole school that juice. That was the punishment. Apart from a bit of the sweeping, that was the punishment. So you can see where we came from, the level of the discipline of the institution. And I'm here to encourage you today. To encourage you because it was tough. It was tough. True story, it was tough. Very tough. But it was for our own good. Because what shaped me is this secondary school. This one. This school shaped me. What I am today is because of St. Anne's. And if you notice how I pronounce my high school, I don't say Kiriari girls. You start from the beginning. What do you say? St. Anne's Girls High School, Kiriari. Perfect. And that is how I want you to mention your school. I managed to go to the university, and not just any university, but the what? The University of Nairobi. I come from a single mother. So for those ones who think that because I come from a single parent, I cannot make it, I tell you today, you're wrong. You're very wrong. Yes, I can say I can count the few times the bazaar. I was in the list of bazaar for school balance. For those ones who have challenges of school fees, your journey will never be stopped because there was a challenge of school fees. And I had to board the Simi matatus with the matope there, go back home, bring school fees. Here it did not matter your mother is who or your father is who. We were all equal. And coming to school during the opening day, you had to have white socks, clean shoes, hata kama kumenyesha na matope ko pale nje. The school standard had to maintain. That is the sentence that I know, that I was in. I want you to be proud of your school. I want you to be proud of it. I want you to appreciate your teachers. These teachers did marvelous. These teachers did marvelous. It's you to accept them and share your goal so that it can be shaped. And let me encourage you. Today, mimi ni mwanasiasa. But when I was in Kiriari, I wanted to do medicine. And I'm saying that to encourage you so that when you go out there and you start a journey, that is just the start, because God always matures you bit by bit. He cannot just move you from a high school to a different sport. You have to transition. I remember we used to have opportunities where we could have visitors, a few, who would just encourage us. But they were not from the school. Me, I'm the example, because this is my institution. And I say it and I pronounce it. And I would want you to help me pronounce the name of St. Anne's Girls High School, Kiriari. I would want you to help me. All I ask from you is to help me continue pronouncing the name. Things have become so bad today that the world has evolved into a Western culture. A culture that saddens us as your seniors, as your big sisters. And that is what I want to talk about today also. Na ni ile culture wazungu wamekuja nayo, wanaita N. Say it loudly. The first key important thing is information. We will not shy away that we don't know it is called LGBTQ. You need to accept that that is how it's called, so that you understand the negativity of it, the shame of it. I come as your senator today, as an alumni of St. Anne's Girls High School, to also tell you, my younger sisters, kindly rebuke it. Rebuke it. Today I'm a married woman, happily married. So why do you want your sister there to become something that God does not allow? Why do you have to shut your dreams? Because of the Western culture that you want to accept. I ask you, and I humbly ask you, and firmly say, do not get into that space. Let me tell you, when you get your ID, you see now you're in school, you are under uniform and everything. Life is good as long as you're disciplined. It is beautiful. It is. Because when you have your own ID, so you are now of 18. So unafanya ile maneno unataka. Lakini hata kama unaifanya, my friend, lazima kuwe na mpangilio. Si lazima kuwe na mpangilio. Which is very important. And I want to tell you, my girls, my beautiful young girls, there's nobody, we were all created by the image of God. Na unajua nini siku hizi tu mwanaume anakwambia you are beautiful, wewe unasikia hata kuanguka. You are beautiful, my friend. What else do you want why do you want everybody to tell you? Ati hiyo tu unaambiwa tu wewe unasikia uko cloud 9. They will always say that word. That is their phrase. Tunaelewana? So don't always, feel on top of her because that is a statement that has come. It is part of the process of them getting close to you. Ati wewe ni mrembo, yes, who is not created by the image of God? We are all beautiful. So let that not be something that attracts you. Set your standards, girl. Set your standard. The standard of a woman begins with you, knowing that you're a girl child. Then why were you not born a boy? You were born a girl who transitions into a lady, into a woman. And I want you to rejoice by being a girl, a good girl, a disciplined girl, a visioned girl. The future, I'm telling you, it is here. It is here. Let nothing discourage you. Hata kama uko na school balance, Hata kama kuna changamoto pale ama nini, hii ni time yako. When your parent was your age, they dealt with their own space. Now it is your time. Why do you want to overburden yourself with what you cannot manage? All you need to do is to wake up on time, do your studies. Na wacha niwaambie utakuja shule. Unajua inanga reverse. Unajua sasa mimi siwezi rudi form 4. Siwezi rudi form 3. You know what I did for myself? I enjoyed my form 1. I enjoyed my form 2. I enjoyed my form 3 when I chose my subjects, because form 3 is where we specialize. So I enjoyed when I transitioned. I remember I did agriculture. And I was the in charge agriculture. I was the prefect of agriculture. I didn't go for science, you know, because there are those ones who felt like, sasa green ya watu wa shamba. Wewe unaona ushamba hapa? Unaiona? I mean, so I enjoyed my form 3. I was able to choose my subjects very well. And let me tell you my story. When I came to this school, I came late. You know me, I'm a child of God. I'm a miracle. And I walk with a lot of faith, by the way. So much. Mimi nilikuja shule nikaripoti nikiwa mwisho kwa sababu shule ambayo nilikuwa nimepata ilikuwa mbali sana. Na mzazi akakuja akaomba nafasi hapa. Wakati alikuwa anaomba ile nafasi, muda ulikuwa umeenda. All students walikuwa wameripoti wa form 1. Mimi niliripoti St. Anne's Kiriari 6 p.m. Na nilipokuja ndio saa zile watu walikuwa wanafaa kwenda dining hall. This was our dining hall, and I used to stay somewhere around that window, that place. We used to have a table there. So, and because of time, and the matron had to prepare the students. So I was very quickly rushed to the dormitory. I got a mother guide, a very nice lady, which I appreciate. And so, by the time I'm settling, then there was the first initial subjects in Form 1, if I'm not wrong. So most people came, took business education, took home science, took the subjects that we were supposed kind of to choose. So I was left with the alternative of taking music. And so I started attending music class. Now what happened, I went to music class by mistake. Because now I've come, so the next day the bell has rang. After tea break when we left here, I thought we were going back to Form 1 Suswa. Is that Form 1 Suswa? That class at the corner. So mimi kufika kwa class, asikupata watu. Nikapatana na one, of course I'll say a friend. Class gani? Akaniambia music. Me I thought music is. Tukatoka bio, tukaenda, tukapanda stairs. Pale ndio music class inakuanga. Pale tumekula lunch. Hapo. So me I went and I sit and we are just few and then we're starting the class. Then I'm like, we are few, what is this? It's music. And so you see you are in Form 1, you are scared. Wewe umekuja hata wa last shule. Tulia. You get the point? Mimi nikatulia, tukaanza class ikaisha. So the teacher was like, you are new, yes, register your name. So I registered my name. But I'm thinking, I don't want to be in this class. Out of that fear, and I want to encourage you to voice out. And teachers, allow the students to talk. Allow them to voice out. Allow them to say. We had one of the most strict teachers in business education. After the principal, it was her. It was her. And I request, allow the students to voice out. I stayed in that music class till the end of the year. I was performing well, but my heart was not there. Tabitha's heart was not there. So when I went for December holidays, I gathered courage. So when I came to the second year for Form 2, nikajikaza, nikasema kama mbaya. This school, you could not just talk to teachers like that. Kama mbaya. So one of the evenings at 4 p.m., I timed the teacher. I'm sorry, I forgotten her name, but it was a lady. So I timed the teacher akitoka staff room, and she used to come out of the staff room and go like this, go to the teacher's quarter. So I ran and said, excuse, and then she looked at me because she has never seen me existing, because you've not been in my class, were you? So I told her, I want to join your class for business education. And in Form 2, she said, what, are you new? I said, no, you'll be here, yes. So how? I told her what happened. She just looked at me and said, okay. That's what she said. She said, okay. But for me, that okay was satisfactory. So that weekend, you know what I did? Hey, mimi nilienda nikajifungia nikasoma kitabu ya business education. Nikasoma the first chapters vizuri nikaimba. So I went to class, the teacher came. Where? So I'm there, I'm seated. I'm new, I've never entered 1 year. 1 year. So when the teacher started teaching, she liked asking questions of the unit that she's, or the subject, or in high school it's subject. In campus, it's called unit. Say amen. Yeah, that's what you envision, to do units, not to do subjects. Where? Sasa si mimi nimeiva weekend. So when the teacher is teaching and asking questions, guess who's raising a hand up? None other than Senator Tabitha Mutinda. So I ensured I answered most of the questions. So I was just like this, because I had prepared and I wanted to achieve in this. Today, I am doing my PhD in business administration. At the University of Nairobi. Can you pronounce it so that you declare in your soul that that is a university? At the University of Nairobi. Do you know, I never thought I would get to University of Nairobi. I never thought I would manage to be there. And you know what happened? I remember I was in Nairobi and there was this pastor who was very famous who was coming and was preaching at the University of Nairobi. Mimi kuguna njia nilienda tu huko na niliongea tu kweli, not because of the preaching, but nikanyange tu University of Nairobi. Because now the doors were open for the public. Because it's an institution that, of course, you have to have your student ID card to access, or any other title. Since I did not have to the end, but I stood there and said, God, I want to be here. One day I want to be in this university. Sasa kwani pesa ilikuwa itoke wapi na lazima ningeng'ang'ana, you understand? So when I started working, I got, a good job. The first thing I didn't waste time. Atio, sijui unakimbia kuolewa, atio, sijui anakudanganya huku. And all of them said, you are beautiful. And I said, I thank God. Did you get my answer? You are beautiful. Lift the hand like that. You are beautiful. Amen. Thank you. It is not being rude, because it's the same, it's that God who created you. And so I applied. And today I'm majaliwa by probably next year I'll wear my third gown. Because the first one, is from the same institution, my Bachelor's of Commerce. Then I pursued my Master's in Business Administration, and now I want to earn the title that comes in between. After Honorable, after Senator, there's another title that I want to earn. And I can only earn it through education, which I'm encouraging you today. But the most critical thing I want to tell you, mimi sijui niongee na lugha gani, sijui niongee na Kiembu, sijui niongee na Kikambu, sijui niongee na lugha gani, lakini mniruhusu nichanganye lugha na niongee lugha yetu ya taifa. Na niwaombe sana leo hii hapa, mimi hapa niliposomea mambo ya LGBTQ, mimi nawaomba mpigane nayo kabisa. And I want to encourage my fellow colleague leaders, my fellow legislators. Let us go back to the institutions that we learned. Let us go back to our schools and start rebuking the LGBTQ issue in these schools. Because where we are, God has given us opportunities. And none of us, and actually like my colleagues, none of us is in that kind of a thing. We all have good families, we are settled. So I urge my colleagues, if you heard the president yesterday clearly state that we are not going to allow LGBTQ. And I want to stand and support His Excellency William Samoei Ruto. Because he has categorically, also with the Deputy President Rigathi, announced and pronounced that they are not going to support LGBTQ. Ishindwe katika jina la Yesu. I want you to spread the message when you meet with your colleagues in the other schools. Talk to them. Talk to them. And if someone wants to recruit you to that, don't push them away. Just tell them it is not the right way. Because if you do not tell them, somebody else will embrace them. Imagine your own children. Imagine if, imagine now, surely, you are a product of LGBTQ. How do you tell your friends? Me, my both parents are same. What is that when you're explaining? What is that? And now if your parents, did not embrace what God told us to embrace in terms of marriage, then where would we come from? Look at how the economy has been. We have some challenges. Mzazi amestruggle. Surely mzazi amestruggle. Hata saa zingine ameenda tu kwa MP amepata hata kabasari surely. Ameuza majani chai, saa zingine hata dividends hazijakuja on time. Umeandikia barua iko kwa bazaa, file ya bazaa pale jina yako iko, uruhusiwe tu usome. Alafu wewe unataka kutoka hapa na certificate mbili. Hii ya shule ya Kenya National Examination Council, alafu sasa unataka kujipatia certificate nyingine at LG what not. What is that? Is that a certificate to carry? Is that a certificate to carry? What are we saying about it? It's a complete? Kiriari does. It's a complete? No. And a complete no. And a complete no. Spread the word to your fellow students out there. Encourage them to stop this issue. Pia mkirudi pale manyumbani, mko na mtindo sana wa kukua na uhusiano mwingi sana na simu zenu. Ndio tunakubali it is a digital world. Lakini let me tell you, that phone is not going to pay your bills if you're not going to ensure that you study also. And the knowledge that I got from Kiriari, nobody can take away from me. Or you know why? Education is what your parent can give or your guardian can give you. And nobody can ever take it away from you. The education that I got here, you cannot take away. It is in me. So take that opportunity and ensure that the knowledge that you get, nobody takes away. Because that is what your parents can give you, so that tomorrow you are able to voice out, tomorrow you are able to defend yourself. Are we together? Very much together. I remember teacher on Friday, you could allow us to have some movie. There was a TV there. Do you still have it? We used to have some once a month of the Friday week. Where's the entertainment prefect? To entertainment unachangamka kama wewe ni entertainment yenyewe. Minister wa sherehe. Hi, how are you? How are you? You don't have a TV here? Oh, it is at the then it is there. We used to have sessions, we could catch movies, some music could a bit play. And it was good, teachers. The teachers would come and observe. Yes. They would, And later is when you realize it is important. Because they were not coming to discipline you or something. They could now be able to understand us. They saw that we also embraced. Because even us as parents, it's the high time we accept that these things are there. They are there. Because if we start just taking the cane and just weeping, we will never get more information. Because it is where it is that, and this is where LGTB starts. It starts in the institutions. It starts in the learning institutions. Musidanganywe kabisa. I was earlier telling our beautiful teacher, who has really welcomed me, and I'm very humbled, very humbled. Mimi nilikuwa nasema, Mrs. Wawero, the principal. Today is when I'm calling her Mrs. Wawero. You could not say those words. It was the principal, full stop, because she was the only principal. Yes, she was at that time. Maybe others have come. But she never talked much. And she talked. You know what she said? Hey, you are in a different space. The principal would come to the assembly. And she came last from our office. And all lines had to be straight like this. And if the line is combo, if she stands there, you shape up. Because that's an indication of indiscipline. Why are you not on the line and the others are on the line? That was one. And then she would address in very key points. She was direct to the point. And even when I've listened to her talk, she's direct to the point. Something that I learned. And she told us, and teacher, truly you told us, well, you girls, if I find any one of you 1 meter between a bone or hugging, you are going home. And I pray that this day opens doors for the other alumni in St. Anne's Girls High School, Kiriari, Embu, so that they can tell the story. The few who misbehaved, and misbehaving was hugging, hug, a letter. She signed herself, go bring your parent. I cannot be nurturing you to be a better person. And then you're the one who wants to take me back to the mud. One student was an example of the whole school. Of the whole school. So that one was not entertained. The much you could do, even that greeting was a problem. You know what she said? Off cameras. You know what she said? You know, girls, you can even get pregnant by greeting a boy. I'm not lying. And she's here. Do you know even that hugging? You can be pregnant. It never used to happen. The Kiriari girls were feared. They were called the girls of the principal. They were feared, and she treated us equal. She treated us equal. Here there was nobody being visited because you come from this family. No, there was nothing like that. I told you the issue of the snacks. We were only allowed the canteen only on, I think, Saturday peke yake. 2 things. There was only bread, and she had to control the quantity. Ndio msinunue muende mfiche kwa domo. Later is when you realize she worried about it being spoiled, poisoning and all, because we never had those cases. And then the other item was biscuits, specific biscuits. She had to approve. She had to approve. And then it was kiwango tu fulani. Kwa hivyo canteen was open for like 2 hours. If you're not able to get it, is closed until the next Saturday. And you're supposed to eat. Hey, wacheni niwaambie siku ya random check-up. Siku ya random check-up. Do you still have random check-up? Wait. Random check-up. The bed was being made in a certain angle, and then you tuck in a certain angle, and you fall in a certain angle. And she was the one inspecting. All teachers following her behind, not next to her, behind her. And she could explain, if there's an error with this, my friend, you deal with it. If you're found with something in that dorm that is not allowed in this institution, uanze tu kutafuta fare. True story. Uanze kutafuta fare, hata kama utakopa kwa matron, go bring your parent. So we actually rarely had issues. And that is how most of us, if you check the record, when you started Form 1, we all finished well. We had minimal transfers. Because most parents agreed and said it is okay. During visiting days, during visiting days, you finish what your parent has brought you, you finish. Alafu she could close here. Not closing, like that. If something has remained, you share with your other friends who have not been visited. And this is the other part of it. Being the last, it has advantages and disadvantages. So my disadvantage was being the last. My mom could not visit, could not make time. She really was working so hard. So she only stepped in the school when she dropped me at 6 p.m. So she never visited me. And you are here, crying at the gate. I have not seen my mom. I have not seen. Did I visit you? I was not. But let me tell you, only one day my sister managed, but it was too far. Because you can imagine where I told you I came from. But unajua mimi ndo nilikuwa na shiba zaidi. I was the most full one. You know why? I understood that they could not make it. First, I understood. Learn to understand. Please learn to understand. Don't look at your neighbor, she has a shopping which is to this level. And also you want to start comparing. Stop. Learn to understand. So I understood that they could not make it. So what did I do? I had so many friends. So in all the parents, in all the other students who were visited, and they were friends, as the visiting is going on, see me, I'm in class. So I had my dining table in class because this one brings this one brings this thing, this one brings this. So me, I was dealing with a buffet. I was dealing with a buffet, and you are there keeping on crying. I've told you the bazaar wrote, and I was sent home, despite the distance, to bring school fees. Wewe unajaliwa unaniambia hapa, ati sasa unataka kujinyonga, you want to commit suicide, and things like that. That should not worry you. Should not worry you completely. At all. I used to be the Catholic denomination, and one thing I loved about St. Anne's is that they allowed different denominations. We had a few Muslims, they conducted their prayers. Catholic, we used to be in one of the classrooms, and sometimes we could go to Don Bosco. We were allowed. And there was now the ACK church nearby. We did our prayers. It was equal, it was fine, something that we appreciate because I still got married in a Catholic church, and I'm still a Catholic, the faith has still continued. Ewa mkeni kidogo msimame. Wasupa. The future doctors, the future lawyers across. I will allow a few questions. I didn't come to lecture you. I just came to tell you my story. A story that I don't read.
The 320 class. I calculated 40 per class and 8 classrooms. So that's how I used to. And apparently it's 5 streams, so we're talking about close to 1,000 students. And with my team, we had brought a few, because they are still about, I don't know, 400 or something, we have a deficit. And you see, I would not want somebody to... Okay, so let me hear what it is that of this consistent. I know it became easy, so this is a school that can bring much more digital in the future. Kindly open the doors for that. What you mentioned about the gate, we talked with my colleague.
Support and encouragement. You have truly been a gift in my life. I don't know how I could ever thank you for all that you have done, for all that you do. You went above and beyond. Let me start my day by reminding you that you are a gift to this world, and I am grateful you are here. From Senator Tabitha Mutinda.
So much.